In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a winged scapula. A winged scapula can be unsightly. It can cause postural issues through your mid-back, a drop shoulder, a high shoulder, but it also causes functional deficits. Maybe you have a shoulder that doesn't move properly, it's restricted in certain ranges of motion, or it clicks and cracks as you move it. Other people might have numbness and tingling in here, down the arm, or pain in the general area if you have a winged scapula. Stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. If you have a winged scapula, you probably know it because it can cause pain, poor posture. Basically, there's a few causes. I'm going to talk about the three main causes that I see. One, it's a tight anterior pec muscle or pec minor. We sit like this, we train ourselves like this. So I'm going to show you how to stretch that effectively. The second one is a weak serratus anterior. It's the muscle that sits on the inside of the shoulder blade or the scapula that holds it to the rib cage. I'm going to show you how to strengthen that effectively and efficiently. And finally, if you have poor posture, previous injuries, you may have irritated or injured your long thoracic nerve. I'm going to show you how to floss that nerve to get that to heal so that the serratus anterior can function normal and get your winged scapula back in place and get your shoulder function better. Let's get started right now. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to stretch out our pec minor. It's the muscle that pulls our shoulder in and causes that scapula to pop off. So this is easy. Find a corner. I want you to do this one with both sides. For the other exercise, you can do the single, but for this one, it's easy to find a corner. All you do is arms at 90 degrees, point your thumbs back, and we're gonna lean into the wall. And what you wanna do is you really wanna focus on the stretch here, not necessarily here. So very simply, 90 degrees, lean in. You're gonna feel that stretch, that front part of your chest. And you're gonna hold this for 20 to 30 seconds, and you're gonna repeat this for 2 to 3 sets. And come off, shake it out a little bit between your sets, and then let's get right back to another 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, thumbs back, right into the wall, and we just lean almost trying to get our nose to the corner of the wall, just nice and slow and gentle, nothing aggressive. It just really opens up that chest and stretches out that pec minor muscle, as well as some of the other anterior muscles that really rock that scapula forward and out. Okay, let's get to the next set of exercises. We're going to show you a few variations on how to strengthen your serratus anterior. Okay, right into the next exercise, we're going to do some wall slides. You do need a small towel. We're going to stick to the wall like we did with our pec minor stretch. This one, we're going to take our towel, we're going to hold it like this. We're going to lean against the wall with our arms. And what you want to do is you want to grip and you want to externally rotate. So we're going to rotate out like this, pulling against the towel. So we're going to do that. And then what we're going to do is engage the serratus anterior by pulling the shoulders forward. So if you look, this is the difference between no activation and activation. You're going to protract your shoulders forward. And then all we're going to do is we're going to slowly come up while holding that to your tolerant range, and then we're going to come back down. Do not come in. Keep your serratus anterior contracted and come down. As you move through this movement, you're really going to feel it in those muscles, and that's those muscles that are underneath your shoulder blade in the posterior delt. Do this exercise for 2 to 3 sets for 8 to 12 repetitions. For some of you, maybe the modification will be all you do is get into the position, pull apart the towel, and then you're just going to pull forward and hold. And that is still a very good way to do it. If you're unable to go up and down the wall, that's a great alternative and first phase of the wall slides. You should feel that just even after those 5 or 6 reps. I can feel that in here. You're really going to activate those muscles. Again, we're doing both at the same time here. I am going to show you a variation of exercise that you can do with the single or just the affected winged scapula side. So let's get to that one. Okay, I want to move into a single-sided exercise for a winged scapula. So let's say that your winged scapula or your shoulder's function is on your left side. This is called a serratus or scapular punch. Basically, we're going to lie on our back, our arm's going to come up, and all we're going to do is push and protract and reach to the ceiling and come back down again. So this is a very controlled movement. And for some of you, this will be a really effective one without any weight, especially if you have a weakness in the muscle or the nerve's not functioning properly. For others, you might find this is too easy, so you can take some weights, and you can start light, obviously, and I find it a bit easier with even just a light weight, as it gives you some feedback during the movement. And you'll do this for 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And as always, even if the affected side is the only one that has a problem, to keep things balanced, you can do both sides. Again, 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. We're going to stay down on the ground for one last exercise before I show you how to get that long thoracic nerve healthy again. And for the last exercise, this will be a little bit more of an advanced type exercise for those that haven't found that the first few have really hit that muscle. This is called the Dolphin press or Dolphin Push-Up. You're going to go on your elbows and your toes, and you're going to push up and then down. Push up and then down. You see the movement is really focusing on getting the shoulder blades to activate to keep them tight to the thoracic cage. And it's actually working your stability here too. Same thing, you can do this one for 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. You will really feel that in this complex, in your core. Love that exercise for multiple things, but especially for shoulder blade issues or a wing scapula. Great exercise. Let me know how that one goes. We're finally at the long thoracic nerve floss. This will be very effective for those that know they have nerve-associated muscle weakness in the serratus anterior or tingling in that area as well. So I'm gonna do this very slowly. These are gonna be always done 2 to 3 sets between 5 and 10 repetitions, very slow and to your tolerance, meaning don't push through a range that's uncomfortable. There can be a slight feeling of discomfort, but it shouldn't be significant. So for the long thoracic nerve, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at our hand, the back of our hand to start, down in the corner, and then as we come up, we're gonna extend back. So this would be flossing for the right long thoracic nerve, which influences the right scapula and serratus anterior. Let me show you from the side. Again, very slow and controlled. And like I said, only go to your tolerance. So if this is all you can do versus the full movement, that is okay. I know if you put the program together with a pec stretch and the variation of exercises for the serratus anterior I demonstrated, and then you end it with the long thoracic nerve floss, I know you'll be on your way to getting that scapula back on top of your rib cage where it belongs. You're going to restore motion to your shoulder and reduce any pain, tingling, or numbness associated with that problem. If you have a question about anything I did in the video, or you have a comment that might help another viewer, please put it below. I do my best to answer every single question as soon as possible, and I appreciate you leaving those comments. If you're new to my channel and like this video and the content I'm putting out, maybe show some support by giving me a thumbs up. As well, maybe you'll consider subscribing so you can be informed when I upload new videos. For my existing viewers, if you want more connection with me and input into the channel and the direction I take it, maybe you'll consider joining so we can have some better connection. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Until then, stay well.